Are you gonna? Hey, Andy Garcia, how you doing?
Hey, Andy from Toy Story.
Let me just get myself sorted out. Okay. Another person there. Who's that?
That's Jen Ives, Andy.
Oh, hi.
Hello, Andy.
Hi, Jen.
Toby.
I'm very well, thank you. I've just hosted a debate for my church on the question of whether God promises happiness. So that's been good.
And what was the result of the debate?
The result of the debate was that Jesus won. But
Jesus always wins, doesn't he?
In my world, it does, certainly. So the overall conclusion, I know this is not what really this podcast is about, but the overall summation of the debate was that no, in this life we're not promised happiness in the way that our culture defines happiness, but we are promised joy and contentment if only we would access it in the presence of God. So
right,
yes, these things that we desire are on offer, at least in part, and that ultimately, the Christian story is that ultimately, although in this world you will have trouble, every tear will be wiped dry. So I feel like I've gone in quite heavy there, and I apologise. It takes me a few. Do you want me to? Should I be in what I wear to sleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, fine.
Yeah.
Go then.
Well, all of us are. So yeah.
Well, fortunately for you, I've only worn my pajamas today, and I put my top on to go to the shops. But I'm now in my pajamas. So
isolation living in a nutshell. Do you sleep in your hat as well?
Yes.
Just checking.
I'm like Roller Girl in Boogie Nights. I never take the hat off.
Yeah.
I've seen Boogie Nights. I mainly remember the end of it.
I would say it's one of the best Paul Thomas Anderson films.
Wrong.
Oh.
That is wrong. Let's have a debate now. Let's have a big debate about this.
Yeah, good.
I'm a big Paul Thomas Anderson fan. That's not. I mean, it's up there, but it's not the best.
Well, what's the best then?
I think There Will Be Blood is the best.
I went to a pervert's house in Northern Ireland, and he had a TV guide cutout of Heather Graham from that film on his wall. So that was enough to put me off watching that film.
What, Magnolia?
No, the Boogie Nights one, I think.
It's a satirical portrayal of a nuclear family. Do you not think that, Jen?
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I do love it, but I just
then why have you come on the podcast?
I just think he's gotten better as time has gone on. I just think his oeuvre has improved.
Apology rejected.
This is really important that I like burgundy on you, and I think it suits you.
Burgundy is my this sort of colour is my favourite colour. I've been playing quite a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm currently on 90% completion, total completion, not just story, but total completion.
Wow, that is quite a jump from last time we spoke. I think you're only on 76%.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I've actually been stuck in my house on my flipping own for like weeks. Whenever I'm buying clothes, if you just let me finish, whenever I'm buying clothes, I always end up going for the burgundy or the Bordeaux, the claret shade.
Is that your power colour? Is that your power colour? Is it?
It's my power colour. Yeah.
Is that also the cover of Red Dead Redemption 2? Is that the?
No, that's more of a flame red. Jen, are you still there? Jen,
I am.
It looks like you live in my old house.
I doubt I did. Where did you used to live?
Well, you tell me where you live, and I'll tell you if that's the same place that I used to live.
No, you tell me where you.
It's not going to work, Andy. You've been doing this all week.
Okay, I'm like Dynamo. Are you currently at 70 Thornton Road, Manchester?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm in
Tell me.
Elton.
Elton? Eltham?
Eltham, yes, Eltham.
In South London?
In South London.
We're just waiting for the moment that Andy says he wants to skin you, by the way.
Oh, yes, because of his Red Dead Redemption obsession.
Mm-hmm.
What percentage would that put you on, Andy, if you skinned Jen?
Nothing, Toast, because skinning random animals, even if they are grizzly bears, doesn't count towards completion. Unless Jen happens to be, and I very much doubt that she is, the legendary grizzly bear on Red Dead Redemption 2, and she doesn't look like it.
Is there a legendary bear?
Yes, but you don't look like a bear, Jen. You don't look like a bear.
I don't know what you look like. You look like a man. You look. I have not played. I'm scared to play Red Dead Redemption. Because Have you seen Westworld?
Yes, I'm watching it at the moment, season 2. Yeah,
it's convinced me that like computer games, like open world computer games like that, are actually their own sort of real world with like real consciousness, and that what we do might have effects on those players. So I'm scared to play it now. It's too real.
That's very conscientious of you.
Yeah, I don't want to harm. I'll play The Sims. I'll burn them alive.
But isn't that all we've got now? We can't. I mean, if we're going to influence the world anywhere, we might as well. Maybe The Sims is the safest option, as long as you're encouraging them to keep social distance as well.
All I've got is pixelated characters now as my social circle. I asked Sonic the Hedgehog out on a date earlier on today, and he said no. Tails said yes.
Andy, you'd have us if you stuck around long enough to have a little chat after we do our podcasting, but you've always got to run off and turn the PlayStation on. So
that's not true. I feel like I've come in and I've just gone in very hard, and I've been probing Jen on her views on the West. And actually, I'd love to have.
Dan's gone.
that
was it. Shall we? Now that we've heard from Andy, thanks. I think you sound fine.
Have we not started yet?
I don't think. Well, we literally were saying, well, let's start when you came in. I think.
Yeah.
I was just excited to hear from Jen. I've not met Jen before, but I've heard stuff about her, and I was honestly a little bit overwhelmed to meet her.
Well, you didn't even recognise me.
Because you're dressed as a bear, Jen.
It's
nice to meet you, Andy. Have we not met? Did we not met? No, we haven't met.
No.
Oh, okay.
Where were you in 1894? Were you alive?
I wasn't, unfortunately.
Well,
but comedy's usually a small world. I would have thought I'd have met you.
No. I'm mainly gigging my own house.
Me too, now.
Yeah.
Is Dan back?
Yeah.
Dan's here.
Right.
You want to start, Dan?
Yeah.
What are you? Okay, come on then. All right, go on.
I honestly thought we'd started like the banter between Jen and I thought was absolute white gold. White gold.
Well, it's been recorded, so
we'll just cut that in.
Yeah.
We'll
I'm going to start a new podcast with just me and Jen.
Yeah. Welcome to the Comedy Driven Life. It's great for you all to come along and listen to us ramble on for a few minutes. And as well as me, Dan, we've also got a few guests. First of all, I'll pass you over to Jen Ives.
Hello, how's it going?
Very good, thanks. Whereabouts are you today, Jen?
I'm in southeast London, where I live. I've been here for many days, and I haven't left my house today, so still here. Where are you?
I'm in the park.
Which park are you in?
The green one with the trees.
Just testing your improv skills there.
Keep saying yes and. Keep saying yes and. You'll get there.
Yes and. Oh, yes and. Yes and. I'm also in a park. Oh, that's terrible.
It looks like Greenwich Park.
I think it's Marlborough Park or something. It did say when I stole the photo.
No, it's Greenwich Park. I can tell by the tree.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Well, everyone else was piping in then. Toby, who are you?
Me. My name it's Toby. I'm having a spa day. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, nice.
I know they're all closed. It's a virtual spa day.
I think it's pronounced spade, but yeah.
Answer it. Answer it.
Hello.
Answer.
Who?
Hey, Jen, 2011 called. It wants its bear onesie back.
Yeah. The thing is, I know who that is. That was someone I work with, who I didn't give my phone number to. But obviously they have it. They sounded a little bit drunk, and they wanted to speak to Tariq. I don't know who that is.
They should be on furlough now. Actually, work calls after 20 to 10 on an evening, not acceptable.
I'm actually their superior, so I don't. Huh?
I just went, ha-ha!
Haha, yes, I'm going to fire them.
Hey.
We've also got with us today, Tandy. Tandy,
Oh, yes.
How are you and where are you?
I was just wondering if Andy is going to be the new Ian McKellen of like Bible performance art.
I am. So get used to it. Derek Jacobi got in touch today and said, do you want to do something? I said, no thanks. No thanks, Jacobi. I'm holding out for Fassbender.
We're all holding out for Fassbender,
aren't we?
You don't want to do any. You don't want to do any partnership with David Suchet.
Interesting. Suchet would be one of the more natural fits. Where this comes from, of course, is that because I have a portfolio career. I am a professional stand-up comedian. Have been for 15 years, guys. But also preach the gospel and I'm a leader of a church. I basically do weird stuff. And today I put out a video of me having memorized the letter to Philemon in the New Testament, which I gave a dramatic reading of in a paraphrase. And so hence the question from Tandy of whether I'm now the new Ian McKellen. And I think the answer is yes.
He wrote to me once, Ian McKellen.
Was it unsolicited? Did you?
You shall not pass your exams. Really cruel.
I just went to go and see some West End shows and stuff, and I went to see Ian McKellen in Waiting for Godot, I think. And I took him a little letter and a flower just to say hi, and because he taught one of my teachers from when I was in Eastbourne, and he often spoke about him fondly. So I was like, oh, my teacher loves you, and thanks for sharing your drama stuff with him because he's taught us and blah blah blah. Anyway, I didn't think anything of it, and then like the next day, I think it was, or the day after, I got a type written letter from Ian McKellen. But it was, the funny thing was, it's because he started the sentence with well, it just sounded really chavvy. So he was like, dear Tandy, yeah, I well remember John Vine. That's how it goes.
Can I tell my Ian McKellen story? Is that okay with
you? As long as it's not as good as mine.
It's not. Okay. So in 1999, I only got email when I went to university in September 99. I still have the same email address, andy_kind@hotmail.com. I got that in 99. And one of the first things I did when I got email was to send an email to Ian McKellen, who'd just been cast as Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, and said, how do you feel being cast as somebody for whom the next generation will see you as just as important as James Bond? Do you think that's overwhelming? And I got an email back, and he just said, no, not really. Best regards, Ian McKellen. Well, thanks, Ian.
Thinking that that now you consider yourself as the next Ian McKellen, I can say that seems quite a similar character trait, I think.
I can assure you, if you email me, andy_kind@hotmail.com, I will I will be nowhere near as terse in my
I'll tell you what,
response.
Andy, he was just busy playing Red Dead Redemption 1.
Not in 1990, he wasn't, Andy. Red Dead Redemption 1 came out in 2010. Please do some research before the next podcast.
He was playing the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Dan, you're looking very cool in your...
At best, Tandy,
pajamas.
Tandy. Yeah. At best, he was playing Final Fantasy VII. At best.
He was playing Leisure Suit Larry.
Our last guest of the day, last and certainly least, is Andy Kind. Do you want to say hello?
So I thought I'd already been introduced because I've spoken loads.
No.
We finally learn who he is. Who is this man?
My name? Oh, it's Andy. Yes, I'm Andy Kind. I'm sorry, I've had a long day of content production. I have churned out memes like it's going out of fashion, which it actually is. Hence why I'm churning out a lot of memes before it becomes outdated.
I like your pajamas, Dan.
This was next in the pile.
How did you get those doll clothes to fit you?
These, well, you know how if you wash something too hot, it shrinks. Well, if you wash something really cold,
It's amazing.
it's bigger. Yeah. So if you ever have any doll's clothes that you really like, just put on a really cold wash for a short amount of time, a really short amount of time. So you do a long wash really hot, it shrinks them. The longer, the more shrinking. Cold wash, 2-3 minutes.
The power of video content is in the eye contact and the yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm captivated by that, Tandy. I'm captivated.
Where's the camera? Is it there?
Exactly. I mean, you look like a simpleton, but
Can we say that?
is
Jen's
in eye
the
contact.
expert. Can we say that, Jen? Is that okay?
Why am I the expert? I'm not an expert on that.
Jen, you just sacked somebody. You sacked somebody before we started this podcast.
That's true, I did, because they called me a simpleton. You're not allowed to say that anymore. It's
Well,
just,
you can't say anything these days.
you can't.
It's not true that you can't say anything, but you actually can't go anywhere these days. I mean, that is a literal truth. You can't go anywhere these days.
That is true.
Officially, legally.
When I was at school, they would only let maximum two children with school uniform in the shop at any one time because of shoplifting. And now I'm actually disguising myself as a child in school uniform just so that they'll let me in addition to the people that are already in the store. That's what. It's the only way that I can get. I mean, today it was ginger biscuits and cat litter. That was what I needed. But, you know, whatever it is, I needed.
Yeah.
I thought you were
They
going to
don't like it when you take your uniform off, though.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was the thing in the olden days. Again, I think across the board, across the country, that was the rule that no more than two people at one time in school uniform. So I derobe and go in full nude, and you just buy what you want. Literally, everybody just gets out of your way. No queue.
Well, and obviously, they wouldn't be able to accuse you for shoplifting because where would you put it?
in your prison pocket.
I think we should.
I think we should give a round of applause to the retail workers for actually
Yes.
going out and serving it. So. I'm trying to be nice to them when I'm actually shopping and trying to smile at them and make eye contact with them. But I'm wearing a mask, so all I realise is all I'm doing is they can't see me smiling. They can just see me staring at them. But for prolonged eye contact. So
It's amazing. Like people are doing such good jobs, and I think we have to keep our spirits up, don't we? Like hope is a really powerful thing. She was the strongest girl in my judo gymnast class. She's a survivor.
anyone?
Should we do a prolonged applause that we can record, and then we can just, whenever someone needs to be clapped, we can just churn it out.
Cut to
Yeah.
that.
Like
Yeah.
this,
Okay,
is,
yeah.
this, you know, this is for the milkmen or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. That was great, guys. I felt really emotional.
Well done, everyone.
You turn that into a GIF, and that's viral straight away.
You can't. No. Yeah. You can't be viral nowadays.
Oh, you can't.
No. Bacterial. That'll be the next new thing.
Yeah.
Bacterial videos.
Dan and I used to play this game where we used to try and spot anti-fashion people. Do you know what anti-fashion is?
Anti-fascists.
Anti-fashion.
Like the Bader-Meinhof group.
Anti-fashion.
Huh?
Like the Bader-Meinhof group. They were quite anti-fascist. Tandy, are you still there?
Jen, can you explain what anti-fashion is?
Antique fashion.
Anti-fashion.
Anti-fashion.
Just stop it. Just leave me alone.
Is it where you Is it where you dress badly and say that it's fashionable?
Yeah.
She's just gone for a wee. Oh no.
Yeah,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
And there is a right answer to this.
Okay.
Who is the ultimate anti-fashion comedian?
Bernard Manning.
No, because he's not trying to be anti anything. He's just trying to be racist. Who is the let me define it a different way. Who is the anti-observational comedian?
Anti-observational.
Yeah.
So they don't do any.
He does non-observational comedy as though it's observational comedy. Who is the master of that?
He does observational comedy as if it's not observational comedy.
No, the other way around. He does non-observational comedy. He talks about stuff that no one is talking about as though everyone's talking about it.
Fred Armisen.
No.
No, it's Paul Savage.
No. He's called
Rob
Paul.
Thomas.
He's called Paul.
Paul Daniels.
No. Imagine if it was Paul Daniels. You'll like this podcast, not a lot.
Who is it, Andy?
I
Don't
think
leave
it's
us
Paul
in
Foot. I
suspense.
think it's Paul Foot. Paul Foot.
Oh yeah, Paul Foot is brilliant.
Never heard of him.
He's not.
Yeah.
But he's not. Jen. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jen. Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Look, Jen. I know you and I don't know each other very well. I feel like we've bonded, and I do think we should do like a separate podcast away from these news.
Yeah, these losers. Yeah, no, I'm up for that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for that.
Introduced. That's what we were here for.
Shut it.
Toby,
Spectre.
are
Do
you
we all just
allowed?
get
You're allowed a cat.
Dan, get the cats. We'll all just get a cat. We'll just hug
Yeah.
a cat now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Quick, because this dad is trying to get away.
I've got a stuffed fox, if that helps.
No, there's only the one.
Who was I telling off? Was it Jen?
I think you were going to tell me off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just
I was just
woken
saying,
him up
Jen,
to come on screen. Poor Simeon.
that really, I think to say that Paul Foot is is like good. It's like saying that.
Paul Foot, the guy that is like he's from the 80s with the leather jacket and the terrible fringe.
Yeah, he's not just
Yeah.
good. You know, a ham sandwich is good.
I said brilliant.
Yeah, thank you, Jen. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
I don't understand what your position is.
My position is that Paul Foot is a genius. That's my position.
Oh, okay. Well, I said he was brilliant. I'm sorry if that's not enough for you.
No, you didn't initially. You said he was good. And good is an understatement, and I will not accept that. I will not accept that.
I think the recording of this will prove you wrong, Andy. I think when Tandy goes back to the tapes and she reevaluates it, she should highlight me saying that he's brilliant.
Paul
Oh yeah, Paul Foot is brilliant.
We need a VAR.
Yeah.
Andy, the three other of us, I've been looking for a cat to hug. Toby's been hugging a cat. Dan's hugging a cat right now. You can't isolate Jen in all this. You've made a friend. You've oscillated all your other friends. You
Oscillated.
need to be careful what you're doing.
Wildly.
You're going to end up with nobody.
What do you mean?
Andy,
I made
stop.
them go like this?
Stop oscillating all of your friends. It's a
I
very
will
simple.
not. I will not.
Toby, how's your cat been during this virus thing? We think ours have been a bit confused with us hanging around the house all the time.
You know what? My cat is mostly really upset that the government guideline didn't include households in keeping a 2-meter distance. She's particularly upset that we continually, all the time, she normally sleeps all day, and every 30 seconds to 40 seconds, she just gets a poke.
What I'm finding the most difficult at the moment is I love people, like I said before, and I like supporting and encouraging people. There's too many live feeds going on, and you're scrolling through Facebook or whatever, and you're accidentally always clicking on and joining live feeds. And then there's only like ever 6 people in there, isn't there, really? And then I can't leave because that person's like, oh, hi, Tandy, or, like, oh, I got 6 people watching me. How can you then leave,
Yeah.
I think it
takes up
it's
a lot
time.
of my time.
It's time, Tandy, to just be honest and be like, this isn't good. This is not interesting. I can't.
This isn't good. Just type, this isn't good, and then just leave.
Yeah. Not for me today.
I just say I was kidnapped.
At the time.
But later,
At the time.
afterwards,
Okay.
later on, like message them and say, sorry, I tuned out. I was kidnapped.
I was put in a different Facebook Live. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Do you think kidnappings have gone down now at the moment?
They're like they're kitsch now. Kidnappings are kitsch.
Can we not address the fact that Jen has just taken her pajamas off and got into proper clothes? Is this?
And gone on-
do you think
and
you're
gone on mute.
above us or something?
It was hot.
It is getting warm. It's been warm, hasn't it?
I like that you and Andy match though, and as you've just made best friends and you've got your own podcast now, it's.
With
I
BFFs
actually,
forever.
look, I know, we've only just met and this is all very sudden, but bear in mind, the only face I've spoken to today was my stuffed fox called Alan. I genuinely think, Jen, I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, there's a chemistry here and a biology and physics. There's a dual science going on. There's a GCSE dual science.
At least a double award. Yeah.
Going on here. And I just, there's a double award. There's a bronze Duke of Edinburgh going on here, Jen. And I just think this is something worth holding on to, Jen.
We have to hold on to everything we can at the moment. I'm sorry to be rude. I'm going to just go to the toilet, if that's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Toilet break, guys.
Tandy, you should wait.
Is it diarrhea?
And are you still afraid? You still preparing for diarrhea?
No longer. I have faced my fear. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, Toby.
Or the enema of your enema.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Do you know that Michael Jackson, before he settled on he was working on other stuff.
I think I've heard that somewhere before. Yeah.
Do go on.
So, you know, like Michael Jackson, we know him as Shimon and like, why? That wasn't inevitable.
He does that as well.
He does what? Yeah, but that wasn't inevitable. You know, he tried a number of different things.
Yeah. What were they?
It was going to be that for a long time. That's why the Jacksons didn't get together for 7 years, because after the Jackson 5 split, before, you know, Thriller came out, basically his main go-to was and it was terrifying.
So it wasn't because Jermaine had gone over to CBS and it was awkward.
No,
I mean, no, Jermaine had
that.
stayed. Jermaine had stayed with Motown, sorry, and they'd gone to CBS.
It wasn't that.
It wasn't that. Okay.
I'm back.
Hi, Jen.
Hey.
You feel better now?
I do. I feel more relaxed.
Who's an early riser and who's someone who lays in?
Early riser.
Yeah, I'm an early riser. Yeah.
What counts as early?
7, up to below 7.
Below 7. Yeah, that's me.
Jen,
Like 5.
what time do you get up, Jen?
It depends on if it is a work day or not. Lately, I've been getting up waking up about 7 o'clock, but not getting up till about 8.
And
Jen.
What's that then?
Jen,
Yes.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I really like your hair.
Yes.
It's not the sort of hairstyle I'd see in Chesterfield, where I
Is
live.
that where you are?
It's where I live. What's the inspiration for it?
Financial. I cut it myself.
Okay.
I've been cutting my hair way before the coronavirus. Everyone's
Okay.
cutting their hair now, and they think it's cool and trendy to cut their own hair. But I've been rocking the sort of bad cut hair look.
It's
I'm
got
going
an
to
amazing.
interject here, and I'm just going to put a little video of my friends, husband and wife, shaving each other's hair for everyone's shaving their hair now. Amazing.
Put it in.
Looks really weird. You look amazing.
It was lovely.
Thanks. Johnny and Hannah, lovely people. Now
They are lovely.
Blackheads as well.
It's got a lovely. Sorry, they've got blackheads.
Slapheads.
Oh right. I thought you do know them.
I know them up close. Yeah.
Careful.
Jen, your hair has. I just really like it.
Thank you.
We've just in Chesterfield, we like mullets have just come in, like for the first time round. So
Cool. Thanks.
That's not a mullet, Andy.
It kind
no.
of is.
No. Jen doesn't have a mullet. I'm just saying we are behind the times in terms of fashion.
Oh, right. It did sound like you were saying I have a mullet, but I get
I
you now.
never insult anyone. How dare you? I never insult anyone.
What about that
No.
woman at the gig that you came and did with us? And
It serves her right. What's your favourite Tour Unlimited song of all time?
No. That one probably. What's yours?
I would say Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Daphne and Celeste song?
So I was thinking of Cagney and Lacey episodes. What was that?
Daphne and Celeste.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Were they the ones who did Tay? No, that was
The Irish.
no, that was the 80s.
No, they sang "Ooh, stick you,
Take
your
it
mama
or leave
too,
it.
and your dad."
Ah, that was good actually,
You ain't
wasn't
never
it?
gonna be respectable.
I like that song, Jen.
Please believe. I'm on camera. I'm actually on camera.
Did you say you like that song, Tandy?
Yeah, ooh, stick you, your mama too, and your daddy, or whatever it was.
I remember my
that was
nan
good.
used to think that was the most offensive song she'd ever heard in her life. And
She
she wouldn't
obviously-
let us watch The Simpsons.
She obviously hadn't heard Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter and We Are the Cheeky Girls.
What's your favourite line from Keeping Up Appearances?
It's
Richard?
the bucket. No, it's the bucket woman. That's my favourite line.
What's your favourite line from Steptoe and Son?
Don't send me to Hastings, King Harold.
What's your favourite line from that American drama where they're all in scrubs? Scrubs!
Is that drama?
I like the bit where they go, "You're in hospital." I like that bit. But did you see what I said though? Because I did in the instant I did a satire. I said, "Don't send me to Hastings, King Harold," because Albert Steptoe would always say, "Don't make me do something Harold," and I used King Harold from the Battle of Hastings as an example, a kind of place setter. I said, "Don't send me to Hastings, King Harold." So essentially, I was not just making a joke, but it had several layers. Tandy, why have you got a step?
I just want to prove one thing. I wasn't sitting on the toilet.
Everyone is refusing to ignore what I think is a very on the nose Albert Steptoe joke.
Hi, Alan Partridge. How are you doing? How's life in lockdown for you?
Aha! Do that again. Shall I do that again? Let's do that. Well, I've
Hi,
been on
Alan
the phone to...
Partridge. How's life in lockdown for you?
This is like Groundhog Day. Stop it.
Interesting fact about if Groundhog Day was now, you wouldn't know.
Why
Yeah,
not?
that's
Why not?
good.
I look at a calendar and see if today's Groundhog Day.
But you...
So I think it was late February, early March.
It's late February, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Andy's been learning the Bible off by heart, long sections and stuff like that, and I feel like people are gonna. It's becoming very competitive, like learning learning stuff, and who's going to come out of this like a pilot, trapeze artist, doctor, or something. Like I feel bad. I haven't even caught up with Duolingo yet.
We established I finished Netflix. I can say what I've managed to do since then is I've done the Candy Crush trilogy. So Candy Crush Saga, Soda and Jelly. They're done. Finished them. I'm not quite sure what to do next. Could finish YouTube.
All the Mario games. Every Mario ever.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you know, question for Jen. Jen, do you know that there's another Jen Ives who works for 3pillarglobal.com/team member /Jennifer-Ives?
I didn't know that, but that must be who got my original website link that I wanted.
Yeah. She's the SVP of Global Partnerships. I don't know what that means. It's American, I think. MVP is most valuable player, so SVP must be
Senior Vice President.
Oh, is that what MVP actually stands for?
Most valuable player, yeah.
No,
Because
it doesn't.
there's a film called MVP, and in the
Most
film
valuable player.
it stands for most vertical primate, and there's a monkey on a skateboard.
Most vertical what?
Primate.
MVP means most valuable player. SVP, stupidest valuable person.
Or Senior Vice President.
I'm with Dan, but the main reason that
It's a hat, isn't
Or
it?
sausage
Come on, Toby.
van
It's a hat.
personnel.
that's better.
Maybe vice president.
Maybe Vice President.
My Viennetta Percy.
Damn you, Percy.
VPL,
put it down.
VPL. What's VPL stand for? What's VPL stand for?
VPL.
VPL, the.
I don't know. Did you ever go to
VPL
Dave Pearce's
stands
dance
for
anthems?
visible panty line.
Stop making notes. Oh, VPL. Oh, that's what it means. Visible panty line. I didn't know that. Bear in mind, I've been a Christian since I was 22, so I don't take note of like rudeness.
It's not rude.
Got a
It's
description. I'll show you what
unfortunate.
VPL is. It's about there, I think. Are there any other acronyms that anyone wants to know what they mean?
SNL. SNL. I've always wondered what that is. I love
Yeah,
the program,
I want
but
to know
what is that about?
Yeah.
Do you remember when we used to
WTF.
say ASL?
Yeah. What's that mean?
It means it's like the most abrupt way of greeting somebody. It's like, what's your age? What's your sex? What's your location? It's creepy.
Yeah, I remember that.
I've got a
I've
question.
wondered.
Can I ask a question?
Ask
What?
a
Is
question.
it for Jen again, Andy? Because they're always for Jen.
No,
All right.
not everything's about Jen.
Yeah, well, tell yourself that.
I'm trying to tell myself, but I won't listen. Jen, do you want to have a separate Zoom call after this? By the way, just like you and I, just to like 2 a.m.
We'll pencil one in.
Come on. I don't know what the abbreviation TTFN means. Like my wife, she went shopping and she said, I'm going TTFN. I haven't seen her for like 2.5 years. What does that mean? Tandy?
Well, I think what she might have done there is said goodbye in a very informal way to soften the blow, Andy.
What do you mean?
It's so sad. I mean, I was worried about finding the tone with Boris being not
Can you
well.
imagine? Can you imagine if this was a podcast where it was broken to me live? And I'm like, but what do you mean? Like she just said she was going shopping 2 years ago. I'm expecting her back anytime now.
Did everyone do the NHS clapping the other day? On Thursday? Did we all do the NHS clapping?
No one in my area did the NHS clapping because I live in a very conservative area. So everyone just went outside and applauded Big Pharma. It's a little joke for you.
Those are the guys that do the like good eggs and good meat, aren't they? Like the safe ones that you can buy.
Is that free range?
Yep.
We did applaud the NHS in my area.
Do you know what NHS stands for, Andy?
Now have solitude.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
I think it's nine hospitals saves.
Now have solitude is quite a good idea though.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down
in your notebook.
It's actually naughty happy slaves.
You know, because we're early risers in our household. Yeah.
No one likes you, Toby.
I already know that. I mean, this containment period has really just made me feel a whole lot better because I don't need
Toby,
don't need to find validation from anyone. So when
Toby,
we get up early, that also means
Toby,
Andy.
Toby, your parents rang me up today and said they didn't love you.
But what that does mean, because being an adult is great, isn't it? Because you can go to bed whenever you like. So we've been going to bed about 7.
I actually think that early morning rises of frauds. People that get up at like 6, 5, 7, 4, fine, whatever, but don't have a nap in the afternoon. Don't you dare have a nap in the afternoon. If you're having a nap in the afternoon, you're not real. You're not a real early morning riser. If you're going to get up in the morning, because that's what you have to do and everything. But don't you be napping it, because what's the point? Why not just lie in for the morning and that be done with it, and then just do the day. Just do the day.
Or like you do, Tandy, which is don't do the morning at all. Get up maybe 1, 2 in the afternoon and reply to all my messages all in a big...
Should we be hosing them down when they come in?
A tiger got the coronavirus. It's the first confirmed animal to get it.
Wow.
Unless you count the bat, but we're not
real?
counting the bat.
Is that real?
It is real.
Where?
So
Who?
the tiger didn't come to tea.
It didn't. It's self-isolating, which no one is that bothered about.
Worst children's book of all time. The tiger that didn't come to tea. Sophie just had a bath, went to bed.
What happened in New York? What happened that they just it exploded over there, didn't it? What were they doing?
Well, nothing. They were just carrying on as if it wasn't a thing.
Have you guys seen the picture of the bat that they apparently eat?
Sort of sits on the edge like it's having a bath.
Yeah, there's like a restaurant that sells it.
I was assuming that it was like more than one bat.
Oh, that didn't occur to me. I've got like a fantasy in my head that it was just like this one naughty bat.
The bat
started it up.
Dunna, eat bat. As in don't eat bat.
I don't think it was the bat. It doesn't sound real, does it?
No.
But then Batman didn't sound real. And look at all the adventures he had.
Apparently, I've been watching a lot of National Geographic.
Apparently, you should know, Toby. You're the one who did it.
Let me rephrase. I have been watching a lot of National Geographic, and apparently there is such a thing as a whale shark, which is, I think that's just a made up animal.
Everyone
Right,
knows there's a whale shark.
You can't just put two different animal names together. This is the same. And they did a whole documentary on this fake animal that they made up.
I'll tell you who I feel sorry for. I feel sorry for Adam, because he named all the animals, and then everyone's just going and renaming them all.
Yeah. He
Like
must
the
be
killer
turning
whale.
in his grave.
Did you know that a killer whale isn't even a whale?
No, what? Is it a dolphin?
It is
Shark.
a dolphin, yeah.
Jen, you fascinate me. You fascinate me, Jen.
I'm a font of knowledge.
Jen's my favourite, because Jen is actually full of knowledge, and like Jen will say something like, "Oh, I don't really know about that," and then she'll like talk for 20 minutes about it, and you'll be like, "You know far more than most people know about that. Stop it."
Jen, what's your exact postcode? I'm going to drive there tomorrow.
And you're coming across a little bit
creepy.
creepy.
I don't think I am. I don't think
You
so.
hinted a long time. You hinted at quite a few times your own email address. I don't think that was for anyone listening.
All I've asked for is Facebook contact, email address, and actual postal address. There's nothing weird about that.
So you can have my email address. I don't have
I'll take
Facebook.
it.
It's not like you've been Googling her name into Google or anything.
What you don't know is that I'm actually driving as we speak. This is a hologram.
Virtual background in your car, your own living room.
To be honest, I just think that like Jen, I've been with these guys, with these losers. I call them my best friends. And maybe they are. But honestly, I've spent most of the last 2 weeks reading their texts. And all of a sudden, here's a person, a human. And
Wow.
I just want to apologise, Jen. I'm sorry. I thought you coming on this podcasting, I thought you'd enjoy yourself. I didn't realise you'd have to change your name and relocate to a different
Andy, stop
role.
trying to
Well,
make
she
the
does.
podcast
That's
work.
the
It's
deal.
not gonna happen.
And Fred Armisen will have to do the same.
Yeah, why can't you have me on with Fred, huh?
Well, because I would
we've
have
only
killed
got-
you by then, Jen. I would have eaten you.
We've not had Sarah's question of the week yet.
Oh, Sarah's question of the week is for Andy. So Sarah's our viewer. Her question is, Andy, did you think about what children would come from the condiments before you married them?
Yes, I thought about it, and I decided that, to be honest, my fridge looks like the elephant graveyard from Lion King, only for chutneys. And so anything that can be produced from marrying two condiments to one another, I count as a win. So if you don't like it, well, that's not my fault.
Slightly aggressive.
You're aggressive, man. Jen,
Go
why
on.
aren't you looking at the camera?
Oh, sorry, I'm sort of multitasking.
Um,
Tell me about condiments.
She's writing TTFN on a really big sign.
Jen, you know I'm only joking, don't you? By the way, like off camera, I'm not actually that weird.
He's not a cannibal.
I'm sure, don't worry. But I want to hear
Jen,
about the condiments.
Okay, so I did a. Are you listening, Jen?
I'm listening. I'm listening intently.
You need to be. I did a video at the start of last week, based on the idea that most people have run out of ideas after a week of isolation, and so I did a video of 5 lockdown life hacks that you may not have thought of, and one of them was marrying off your condiments to the other condiments that you
Right.
have. So marrying
I see.
chutney against guacamole, and so it comes from that. And I never really thought about offspring. To answer Sarah's question, I never really thought about offspring because it was a totally facetious and flippant video. But I am now thinking about it, and I feel quite sick.
Avocado, tomatoes, and lime would make a baby guacamole.
I suppose the thing to consider here is that obviously Andy was marrying them rather than doing selective breeding. So marriage produces the children of love, rather than selective breeding, which obviously produces, a very specific combination of things like, burger sauce, guacamole,
Sea monkeys.
Thousand Island dressing.
Dogfish.
Yeah, you see, you've got
Horse
so
cow.
many.
Swordfish.
Horse
Yeah.
cow. Can you imagine if a man ran for prime minister and his name was Jeremy Horse Cow?
Imagine.
I think they were trying to lead me into a pre-written piece of material, which I'm now going to refuse to
fine.
do on principle.
You do what you need to do, Jen.
Jen's
Actually-
like, at the beginning, Jen was like, yeah, I've got this, like last time. I've got this, yeah, I can say that. And then as soon as the podcast got going, she was like, I think I'll save it, actually. Save it for something else.
Can I just say officially, this is all my fault.
Yeah?
I have been totally incorrigible throughout the entire podcast. I have not allowed anyone else to speak. I have spoken willy-nilly whenever I wanted to. I
Not
have
willy-nilly.
I have been. Well, I have breached the boundaries of our guest to the point where she is now, I would say, in mortal fear. I would say that.
You can't scare me, Andy.
But I have, Jen.
You
Jen?
haven't.
I have. Why am I so close to the screen, Jen? Why am I so close? I don't need to be. You in the top right-hand corner. What's your name? What is your name in the top
It's
right-hand
different for
corner?
everyone, Andy. It's different for
No,
everyone.
but you know who I'm talking about.
Well,
What's
my
your
name.
Yes.
My name. My name. It's Toby.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we've come to a natural conclusion there. Just mostly because I'm a morning person, or I'm an early riser, Tandy. So I'm
How long has this lasted? Like an hour and a half?
at least probably nearly 2. Does anyone have any final words? Andy, you're not allowed to speak.
I just want to say thank you to my friend Jen for coming on and bearing with us and spending more than is necessary time in this context.
I had a nice time. It was fun. It was nice to meet you, Andy, and it was nice to see you all again for this lovely vodcast, Tandy. I had a very nice time. Did I mention that I had a nice time? And I need to go to the toilet again. So do that in a minute. I've drank like 4 pints of water in the past couple of hours.
Such a pro.
Cool.
What are your guys' plans for tomorrow?
Quantum leap?
You're going to leap to another dimension.
Yeah.
And close attention.
I think I'm going
When do you
to.
get to leap? What do you have to do before you leap? Do you have to finish this podcast and then you can leap?
No, you have to get your exact 100% postcode, Jen. And then
You're not going to be leaping for a while. You're stuck in this time period.
Such a creep.
do you know?
Quantum creep.
Quantum
creep.
I've honestly never been this creepy in my entire life. Like,
It's week 4.
I'm honoured.
It's week 4, guys.
I made a character choice quite early on in this podcast, and I have committed. I have committed.
You will be.
Yeah. Very good.
What I'm doing tomorrow is basically making sure that people are protected around issues of coronavirus, and that the people within my church are, sustained practically and emotionally. I know I've changed the tone again there, but that is genuinely what I'm doing tomorrow. This has really been my outlet, my kind of valve, my fugitive moment, my Richard Kimball jumping off the dam moment. Really, yeah, definitely, yeah.
I love that moment.
Cool.
Thanks.
And
Thanks, Andy.
is it
Thanks for
in fear
sharing.
and present danger as well, where the cars are reversing and being shot at? Is it that as well?
It's more Hunger Games.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
None of us are going to die though, yeah, Andy.
I can't promise that. Jen, can I say, Jen, you still haven't added me on any of the mediums that I've contacted you on.
I don't have any of the mediums that you said. I've got WhatsApp.
I am at your door.
Jen quit
Tandy,
Facebook.
you can. Tandy can be the middleman. Tandy, you can. Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter. I don't use it though.
Well, you don't retweet me anyway. You don't retweet me.
I retweet you, Andy, occasionally. I retweet the funny stuff you put up.
He's more interested in Toby. He's a big Toby fan.
Yeah, I am a big Toby fan. Me and Toby, we're like that. like
You've
twisted.
got
fingers.
carpal tunnel syndrome.
Yeah, yeah.
Sam.
Jenny, you're on Instagram, aren't you, Jen?
I am. I came back.
Great.
Gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
Bye,
having
Jen.
me.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe. Stay well.
I'm still here, like yesterday, like the other day. Can you
Your
kick me
picture
out?
froze.
Can you kick her, Toby?
I'm going to kick you out. I can try. I have the power. That's what happened last time, wasn't it?
I'm a reverse vampire.
remove.
I can only be asked to leave. I can't leave myself.
Yeah. Good. All right. Bye, Jen.
Bye.
Bye, Jen.
And she's gone. I'm going to kick everyone else out now.
Honestly, guys, I was so weird. Like I was like really, really weird.
Yeah.
Look at Dad. He's like, yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Massively
How did you-
weird.
What was happening there? Anyway, good. Thanks. Nice to see you, Andy.
But look, listen to me, friends. Like, you are my best friends.
Still recording.
Still recording. I don't know how to stop it. I can't stop. I need to finish the thing. I need to kick you all out.
Well, just text
Okay.
me later, yeah?
So if you can pick that up again, carry on that character for Fred. That'd be amazing. Okay.
Can you imagine?
I don't even know what I do.
Why am I so close to the screen? I'm not very attractive. Like, why am I so
Just step back, put the hat over the face. That's it. Better. Right. I'm gonna. I have to go to bed.
Mate, there's two podcasts in that. There's definitely two podcasts in that.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah,
split it.
one for just the four of us, and the other one that can air that's about 5 minutes long.
Just to do the highlights reel, which is just lots of us laughing and Jen saying some nice things.
Honestly, I've had such a brilliant time. I love you guys. Dan,
we
I
can
feel
tell.
like I haven't spoken to you at all. Like,
You haven't. You only spoke to Jen, Andy.
I didn't speak to anyone. Like, you know, Dan, listen to me. Dan, hey Dan.
Yes.
Do you know at the end of Sherlock season 1, Dan,
I know there was I have seen it, but I don't know what the.
you need to YouTube Sherlock swimming pool scene. There's a bit at the end of Sherlock season 1 where Andrew Scott turns up as Moriarty.
Yes.
And he makes a call about how he's going to play Moriarty.
Okay.
And I like, this is true. I still haven't decided whether I think it's the best piece of acting I've ever seen or the worst piece of acting I've ever seen. But I do know it's the YouTube clip of acting I've watched more than anything else. So that will be my question.
That is so
Tonight,
weird.
there is a chance that tonight I've produced the most heinous piece of podcasting the world has ever seen. But there is a chance, maybe a small chance, but there is a chance that tonight, with the three of you in attendance, I've produced the greatest piece of podcasting.
And it's the clip that there'll be certain people that will watch over and over on YouTube for how to
I think
podcast.
it will cause a lot of philosophical debate, theological debate, I think.
I don't listen when you talk.
I think we're gonna finish there, guys.
We're not still recording.
Because it's still.
We're not still recording.
We're still. All right. You've all been great.
Yeah.
Catch up before Friday. I thought I'd better cut in before anything else. You've all been great. Lovely to see you.